Since we uploaded that video yesterday, we've had quite a lot of response. A lot of people have got a lot of questions and there's a lot of interest as well. So I thought on this video I'll answer some of those questions that have been asked. When we purchased this caravan, it was a private sale and it was already on this site. And we bought the van for $8,000. But that's not all that you have to pay. There's also what's called a transfer fee. So that is basically 10% of the sale price of the van that you buy plus VAT. And that's so that the contracts can be transferred from the previous owner to you. So an extra £800 or so. And then you've got your site fees. And your site fees are paid annually. At least on your first year it is. Once you've done a full year on this site, they will allow you to pay monthly. But the site fees for the year are just under £3,000. But we own it. So that money is still there in some respects. And of course the value of vans is going to go down over years. But you've bought it outright. And as I pre-mentioned, that does include your water as well. When it comes to gas and electricity, your electricity is hooked up and you've got a meter outside. And then your gas is in a big canister outside, and it's not just a little canister of gas, it's a really big tall one. And I've been told they can last for quite a while, but that comes down to the user, the person themselves, how often you use it, and whether you're careful with what you're using, like not having a fire on all day long, because this has got a built-in gas fire as well. It doesn't have central heating, but it is double glazed. And when the sun's out, this place gets really warm. And you have to open up windows and doors just to get some fresh air. The gas canisters, as I said, are really big ones. I think they're the biggest ones that you can get, and they cost £85. But the site delivers them to you and hooks them up for you. So we just need to spend a bit more time here, and then we'll find out just exactly how long one of those gas canisters will last. The place also came fully furnished, so all the furniture in this place was part of that original sale of £8,000, which includes a dining table, a fridge freezer, a full-size cooker. They left the microwave as well, and then there was a double bed, brand new mattress, all new carpets and flooring all the way through. And I thought that was a really good deal. We've got an ensuite bathroom, and then we've got a separate room which has got a toilet and another sink in it. And there's quite a bit more storage space than you'd think. They designed these things really clever, so that even the smallest bit of space can be turned into a little cupboard. And then there was a question of, does the van have to be taken off site after a certain age? And I think pretty much all caravan sites do that. I have seen a couple that don't have any restrictions, but it does come down to one thing in particular, the condition of your van. And on this site, they're also quite lenient with that. They do have a policy that after the van is 20 years old, it needs to be taken off site, which means you have to find a newer one. But they don't enforce that to take it off site. What they do is they originally will give you a 5-year contract when you first get here, and then they'll review your van every year after that. And as far as I'm concerned, if that van is still in really good condition and it's not an eyesore to the site, I don't think they're going to ask you to move it. Because who can afford to throw away £3,000 a year for a little plot of land? So I think we'll be alright there. But if not, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'll give you a little look around this van so you can see just how comfortable it is. At this side of the room, we've got a gas fire as well, so we can pop that on and turn it down as low as possible to make that gas last as long as possible. You've already seen this kitchen area, but it's got everything in there that you'd need. We've got a full-sized oven, we've got a microwave, loads and loads of cupboard space. And we're even using a gas kettle rather than electric because gas is cheaper than electric. This is the main living area. We've got a 3-seater settee on that side, and we also used to have a matching chair, but we decided we'd swap that out for that puffy because that's really useful and very comfortable as well. So it is quite a big space that we've got. Just across from that kitchen area, we've also got a table and 4 chairs, and it also came with a fridge freezer. So as you've just seen, it's a very comfortable living space, plenty of room. We've also got 2 bedrooms as well, one of which I've converted into a dressing room. So I took away the 2 single beds and I fitted that out with wardrobes. And then we've got the main double bedroom. And that ensuite also leads to a full-size shower. So pretty much everything that you need. But we have got one extra thing that's outside. I'll just show you that. You've already seen the vegetable garden that we've set up, and that is doing really well, considering we set all that up in only 3 weeks. And they're the gas canisters, 47 kilogram propane, and we got 2, so we'll not run out. We've also got a storage area on the back of this caravan, which is separate from the inside area, and it's quite useful. Because apart from storing various pots and things, it's also got an extra freezer in there, so we can buy in extra amounts of food and save on fuel. Then at the back of this caravan, we've got this metal shed. I'll show you what's in there. Apart from more of my rubbish, it's got a full-sized automatic washing machine, so all the noise is outside of the van, which I think is brilliant. And this caravan is 37 foot long by 12 foot wide, so a really good size. Once you've bought the van, you're only paying site fees then, which work out to £250 a month. You're not paying those water rates, they're included with that site fee. And then all you need to do is just monitor your gas and electric use. We're also not far from seaside, so if you want to have a trip down to the beach one day, that's perfectly doable. No more 2-hour drives, unless we decide to go to Whitby, which is his favourite place. And we bought this van for the reasons that we've already mentioned, and we didn't have much time to get something sorted out due to the lack of help that we received. But if you was to go out and buy a caravan from eBay or Facebook or wherever you can find one for quite a cheap price, and it's in good condition and not really old, then sites will move them for you and they'll site that caravan for around £900. I hope that's answered a lot of people's questions, but we're also going to go into different things as well, like how do we get internet, because there's no landlines, and how good is internet in this area. But we'll cover them on another video, and stay away from the big commercial sites because they tend to charge you up to £6,000 site fees per year, and this one is half that. So I'll see you on the next upload, and if you want to watch more of this content, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.